Greetings, folks. Thanks for joining me again. So today I'm going to answer an email that we received this morning from a lady who had some questions and concerns about spellcasters and specifically me. And I thought I would address those concerns on video because it's not just a concern that she has, it's a concern many people have when they're interested in actually purchasing spells from third parties such as me or my coven or actually anyone else that's doing this type of service. Now, I'm not answering on behalf of the whole occult community. Obviously, my answers are based on myself and my own knowledge and what I do. So please don't blanket my response being this is just the way it is, because it's the way it is for me. Okay, I also just want to preface this by saying I didn't take her email as criticism. I really appreciate it when somebody takes the time to actually review my content. So I feel like that's a blessing in itself. And then to actually sit down and pen some concerns to me, I really appreciate that. So please, if you're watching this and I read this to you, don't be hating on her, because I really want to encourage feedback. It's how we all grow. Okay, so in saying that, let's get on with this. So it's addressed review of Black Witch S. This spellcaster has plenty of YouTube videos and seems genuinely interested in empowering people to do their own work. But sometimes when we just need someone who might be clear and better connected to spirit and want to call upon their service, it would be reasonable to expect some type of assurance. Now, I know that the fakes offer guarantees, but why can't the legitimate casters at least offer a 50% refund for no results? Black Witch S makes no promises about results or timing, but that doesn't make her much different than me or you. Providing we learn spellcasting and have the supplies along with the intent, we don't know if results will be forthcoming or how long before we notice them. The concern is that there isn't a guarantee in the services, and that I don't make promises about the results or timing. Now, this is true. I don't. I know many other spellcasters actually do, but with what I do with these spells, I am limited by my own spiritual resources, by my own experience, and by other factors that are going on in your life. So if you're casting a spell, there's a whole lot of other stuff that's going on in your life that I may not be privy to. Maybe, there's lots of other factors that can stop a spell success. Even stuff like depression. If you're on strong medication, there's personality types that really are very difficult to spellcast upon. And so for me to actually say, sure, this spell is going to happen within a week and you'll get an 80% success rate, that to me would be false. Because, for example, we'll talk about the average success spell. We might do a divination first and see the potential of the spell, and it might come back as yes, if we do this type of spell, then this spell should be successful. Okay, so then we do the spell and the spell's not successful. But then what we find out later is this person is really extremely negative, doesn't believe in magic, probably doing a lot of other things that are going to counter out the ability for this spell to be successful. Spell casting isn't an exact science, and we are leaving it up to the universe, to source energy, to your deity, to spirits, to whatever, to help manifest that spell. This is why I started doing videos years ago, and that was to actually share the knowledge that I had with other people so they can actually do the work. I wasn't charging for spells. In fact, I didn't do spells for people I didn't know at all. It's because I don't have time to dig and dig and dig for information that people don't want to give up freely. Like if you're going to withhold information from a spellcaster and you expect, for example, me to be a mind reader, I'm not. I don't have any clue into your life apart from the information that you give me. Now, I can, and I do, consult with other people in my chain, okay, within my coven. Sure, I can do divination, but there's other people that I work with who do it so much better. So they can give me a vibe of what can potentially happen. So then I can then think about what I need to do as a spellcaster. And once again, this is what I do. So if I do my very, very best and put it out there with the best intentions and it doesn't work, I'm like, what I think is, I wonder what else is in store. Okay. Black Witch S services are expensive when you consider that all the spells are broken down into different categories. Love spell, lust spell, obsession spell adds up to hundreds of dollars rather than one price for all these aspects fulfilled within a relationship. It's expensive when you consider that two clients paying for the same price are likely to get different results, one being successful and one having paid a lot for no change. Now, as for expensive, I'm pretty straight up about what we charge, and it's not just me, there's other people that are in the coven that have their spells up there as well right now. We started to break it down recently because not everyone wants the same type of love spell. Love spells are basically, that's one umbrella, and then there's lots and lots and lots of different types of love that people could be looking for. Maybe you're looking to have an affair and you just want a lust spell, or you want your boyfriend to be obsessed with you, or maybe you want to get someone out of the picture and tighten the bond between you two. So the reason why they're all broken down is so it's more affordable to someone that just wants a more basic spell, and for the harder spells, the ones that you actually have to do multiple spell casting or multiple procedures during that spell casting, the person that just wants a basic spell shouldn't have to pay for all of that as well. So she encourages steps to success by recommending a spell for this, a spell for that, and on and on. Like I said, I think she is passionate about her craft and wants success, but someone like this could easily offer at least a partial refund for those who don't see results, which would ultimately boost client confidence. Okay, point taken, and I answered that. From reviewing her Facebook page, her website, and YouTube videos, you can tell that she is in demand. Therefore, her private communication is limited, which becomes a concern for those who pay a service and do not get results. Once she receives your payment, fulfills the limited contract agreement via either phone, email, or Skype, and then completes one-time casting, that's it. You want to follow up about your work, you have to pay for another consultation. So let me break it down a little bit because I don't want to sound like I'm flipping people off. There's several things in play here. Firstly, we'll just deal with someone that's just ordered a spell or inquiring about a spell. So we get hundreds of emails every single day. And if you've ever had to go through emails and work out ones from what people that have actually booked spells, people that want consultations, people just asking about products, people that are just asking about anything, people that are asking for free work, and everything in between, I don't have time in my day to go through that. That is a full-time PA's job. And we have someone that actually goes through and helps answer, and she is both the people that do the emails are very, very qualified, and they're there to help me basically manage my day too, but also just direct the emails where they're supposed to go. And in fact, a lot of people just write so many emails to us. So one person will just be really manic and just write, sometimes people write 10 emails a day, just thinking if they keep on sending it through that we'll answer it faster. But the trouble is it just backs it all up. Okay, and the girls are just trying to make everyone happy. And remember, we're not a Fortune 500 company. We're just a witch coven, you know. Just people need to relax a little bit and get that into play, because not only you guys asking for now guarantees on spells and giving money back, but also that, you know, we've got to be there and on point and answering everything immediately. We do get a lot of freaky little emails like that. Okay, and then by the time the spell comes to me, or the request, or whatever it is, I try and gather all the information first. Now that could be a few emails just in that to gather the information. Then I might need to get someone else to do a divination on that, or someone else to look into it for me or find out more information. That's more emails. Then by the time I actually sit down to do the spell, or maybe the spell is more complex, you know, if I'm talking to demons or spirits, that is over multiple times, a lot of the time, on multiple nights. So that's like my whole night written off just to do that. I can't be getting back to someone while I'm trying to contact spirit and on the email trying to tell them what I'm doing. I can't do that. The next morning, I'm not in the mood to jump up and then answer an email, because there are so, like, it's not that I take on that many spells at a time, but I also have a life. I need to meditate. I need to take my own physical body and put it in the best possible shape. I've got to keep fit. I've got to eat well. You know, I've got to talk to my loved ones as well. So once the spell is done, then I'll write a report about that. And then I'll give that report to the person. Now, spell casting, while it happens instantly, right? The spell is done and it's cast, it's sent out there. The effects of it can take some time. Now, the effects that you and I can see, depending on the type of spell that's cast, we get an answer about what is potential immediately. We know if the spell did not work generally by the time we cast it. And if it doesn't work, then we set it for a recasting. So it's not just a one-time done. We don't sit there, say a little verse and then Bob's your uncle, we take off. But we can't constantly babysit somebody through that entire time that the spell is actually starting to manifest. After a period of time's gone and there's still absolutely zero visible results, no problem. You know, if it's a spell that someone's paid, especially a substantial amount of money for, we will recast. There's no problem with that. But if someone said, okay, yeah, there was a change, and within a week this happens a lot. Within a week there was movement, but then we had a fight about something else and he took off. Just because we can get the person back doesn't mean the relationship can stay in the same sort of state it was before the spell's cast. You and the person have to do the work in order to repair the relationship. The spell isn't enough just to repair everything. It's not the movies. So if you treat each other like shit still and your partner takes off, well, you know what? You've got to cast another spell. And that's why I say do it yourself. Learn to do this stuff yourself. If you want to do a follow-up about your work, you have to pay for another consultation. If you have more questions or the next set of questions, of course you have to pay. That's another hour of my time. How do you think that I pay for my stuff? This is my job. I think Black Witch S is an honest and legitimate spellcaster, but I do question her efficacy when she casts a single spell for which a client pays and expects that to bring results, though she often advises the spell work takes time. Yep, so I went through that. Right. The most expensive service is the demon work for $1,000. Actually, it's $1,500. But you're paying for her to assemble product which is already at her disposal and meditate for a very specified time period. Then she says it's up to the demons whether they accept the agreement, as well as how long it takes them to respond. Well, that's a lot of money without assurance. Yeah, sure it is. To be fair, I should put up that service to like $10,000 or more. Let's think about demon contact. So this isn't all pre-assembled product. You don't go to IKEA and just pull one off the shelf and whip it up for someone and say, there you go. My knowledge is accumulated from decades and decades of reading and education, but also practical experience. So to be able to contact spirits is really difficult. However, when you're contacting a very serious ancient entity, that takes, some people can do it quickly, some take years and years and years to actually build a relationship with that entity. In fact, I just started that course working with demons to start to share some of my knowledge, to start to give people shortcuts on how to do this. But so that's just on the knowledge aspect of this. Then just imagine that each time you need to contact a demon or something, you've actually got to set your night aside. So you have to prepare for it, and the preparation is getting your place or your environment, your temple into state, giving an offering to the entity, and then actually to bring it into your space, make it manifest so you can actually put forward a request. So I don't know about many people, but if you actually had a spirit like that manifest in front of you, do you think that would be an easy thing and that you could actually keep calm and actually put through a request? I think most people would find that pretty intimidating. So I think that in itself is worth a lot more than just $1,000. Meditate for a specified time period. I mean, once again, it takes a long, long time to build up a relationship that you can actually put a request in. And this relationship goes on forever. So when somebody is paying that amount for me to do that, they're leaning on my years of experience, knowledge, and the relationship that I've already built up so they can have what they want. This isn't for what I want. I'm putting a request in for somebody else. People are utilizing my relationship or using my relationship for their own benefit. And yes, that's worth a whole lot more than the money that I'm charging. Now, whether the demon accepts the agreement or not is totally up to that entity. You're paying for my experience, to put your case forward, but whether that case is accepted or not, it's out of my hands. It's like a court case. I'm a lawyer and I'm in court and I'm arguing your case to the judge. Now, you've paid me a shit ton of money to sit there and argue your case. And there's no guarantee that the judge isn't going to see the opponent's point of view and say, yes, we'll find in their favor. Now, you still have to pay your lawyer. And the court gets its fees and everyone gets its fees, and you get a slap in the head and told to go away. And if you actually want to have your case heard again, guess what? You've got to pay your lawyer again, you've got to pay court fees again, you've got to roll that dice again. And no, there's no assurance in that. And also, like for example, medicine. There's no assurance with medicine. In fact, if you've been on the operating table, they'll slide that clipboard in front of you and they'll say, we're going to do our very best to make sure that you survive and this operation is successful. But if shit happens and you die, then you die. We're not taking responsibility. That's just the way it is. And guess what? You still have to pay the bill, or your relatives have to pay the bill. And you know what? If you need an operation again, you still have to pay for the consultation, you have to pay for the operation, you have to pay for the medicine, and a lot of times it takes months and months and months before you even see a result. Black Witch S has the potential to be an even greater spellcaster issue it in a fair and reasonable partial money back guarantee for no results. So I really appreciate you putting this email together, and I hope that I've explained why that I don't offer a guarantee. So I really appreciate this email because it's given me a chance to address Maria's concerns and also explain to everyone else my philosophy and my practice of spellcasting. Not for 2 seconds Do I believe that I'm the best spellcaster, or that I'm the best witch out there, or I'm even fabulous? Well, actually, I am fabulous. I'm just sharing my knowledge with other people, so hopefully you can do it yourself. That is my only reason for doing any of these videos, is just to share the knowledge that I have. So I really hope that people are encouraged to do this work themselves, because we all have this gift. We all have the ability. So blessed beast to everyone, and I hope your God, goddess or deity smiles very kindly on you today. Bye for now.